Whoever picks Kemmler or Helmengorst is winning this. I would love to see fucking Kemmler, man. Jesus, I'd love to see some Kemmler up in this battle. Yeah, exactly, right? At least they win that victory. Oh,
lots of very funny
shit. Well, you better hope. You better hope that Helmengorst hasn't been picked up here, because Helmengorst is going to be a dead man. Who do we have here on the side of red, then?
Vanilla More Ascension. We have 1 unit of Hex Wraiths. Wow. We have 1 unit of Cairn Wraiths on the ground. We have the Red Duke with Invocation to Heck of Vam's Dark Macabre. Wait, is that it? Dead's Macabre. We have Raised Dead, of course. We have Undead Resurgent and El Scythe. We have a Banshee, and his front line is 1, 2, 3, 4 Skeleton Spears again. And in the back, we have 2 units of regular Graveguard as well as a Stearnsman. And rounding it out, we have 1 unit of the Blood Knights, which are going to be the Red Duke's bodyguard.
Alrighty, in the meantime, on the other side here, the other Vampire Force being headed by Pippington. By the way, guys, this is a quick interruption here. Let me know how the stream is going. For some reason, I'm seeing that I'm hitting 45 FPS. If it looks jerky, I'll try to fix something about the graphics. Alright, we have our Pippington army. It's going to be a flying army here. Thank God Helmengorst isn't around, because these guys, like I said before, would absolutely just own Helmengorst, man. Just take him into the closet and beat the living stuffing out of him. We are going to have a Red Duke up in the air here on a Zombie Dragon. Red Duke versus Red Duke. El Sith, he will take Undeath Resurgent as well as the Raised Dead and the Invocation of the Heck. No Dance Macabre here, but he does still have a lot of tools. We will also have a single Vampire of Shadows up in the air, guys, and that is not often, not something that you very often see. Immortal Will going to be taken for him, as well as Enfeebling Foe and Dark Benediction. Nothing much else for him, though, as far as spells and abilities. 2 units of Vargeist, as well as a single Terrorgeist, will accompany that Air Force. Now, in terms of our foot troops here for the blue Vampire count, it's going to be 1, 2, 3 units of Skeleton or of Graveguard. One of them will be the Stearnsman there in the center. A Unholy Lodestone Corpse Card is going to anchor that center line, and then on the flanks, we will have 4 units of Skeleton Spearmen, 2 on either side.
We see some early action with these flyers coming down, getting caught into the Blood Knights, and I think what's he going for here? Oh, he's trying to kill the Hex Wraiths, I think.
Yeah, it looks like the Blood Knights are taking a massive hit, though, here, man. The Blood Knights already down at half health, and now they can heal up, and we're really gonna want to see these large units actually get out of this combat in good time, because now they're starting to take some sustained damage.
He cast the Invocation of Heck, but it only hit the Hex Wraiths. It did not hit those Blood Knights.
Oh, wow, that is really too bad, as the Blood Knights could have definitely used that, and the Hex Wraiths really, I mean, honestly, Hex Wraiths are kind of useless here. They had no need for that particular spell, and now those Blood Knights are going to be punished for it, Sir X.
So the main
How's that mainline fight
pretty
going,
well for Team Red, even though Team Yellow, or whatever, should be doing better, but here comes the Morse Engine to help out that big engagement over here.
Yeah, we do have, by the way, the Unholy Lodestone Corpse card is doing quite well here, and a lot of crumbling actually going here on the side of side red, and that's surprising, as well as I did think that it would not have gone in their favor. But then again, it's because all of these expensive foot troops, the likes of the Banshee, even the likes of the Mortis Engine here, are trying to fight out this Red Duke, but the Red Duke, I think, has already gotten his value and needs to get out of there. Is the Terrorgeist in this fight? I don't see him. He is? Oh, yeah, he's way in that fight. He still has full health somehow, some way, but zombies have been cast everywhere back here, Sir X, and once again, I gotta reiterate, he cannot stay in this fight forever. Pippington cannot.
So he actually got an Invocation Heck off, which saved those Blood Knights, but with this help of the Morse Engine, with the extra stats and that health leash, it's looking pretty bad for these Vargeists, who are not getting much work done, actually.
Yeah, it's looking very, very bad for the Vargeist indeed, but we do have the Red Duke getting his just absolutely chunked down, eaten up now by the Red Duke, as well as that Vampire of Shadows, and the Terrorgeist is also doing what he can to make sure that Vampire Lord dies. The Vargeist come back into the battle here. They, of course, don't run away, but they do crumble down. They likely will here. That Vampire Lord, he casts another Invocation of the Heck, another Overcast. It's going to save his life, but we do see in return, Pippington's probably going to lose his Red Duke because he got greedy as a motherfucker.
Too big of a target, especially when surrounded by those Cav, and it goes down.
It does go down, man. It does go down here, and that is way too bad. Hey, what's going on, guys? Say hello to Hund for me. I'm glad that you guys are all here. Did we get a host from Hunt or something? Shit, yeah, for the lady indeed, guys. But, you know, we said it time and time again, Sir X, in the beginning of the battle, we kept saying, you know, look, when is this vampire lord on a dragon going to get out of there? When is he going to get out of there? There's no reason for him to stay in here. There's more and more zombies. Why is he still here? Look at the result, man.
Exactly.
Look at the result.
And with that Mor's engine parked right in the middle of that combat, that Lord of Shadow Vampire and the Terrorgeist is starting to really freak out and lose health. And they are trying desperately to get out of there, but they're just stuck.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need to do here. It looks like that Terrorgeist is maybe going to be able to get out. I don't think that the lore of Shadow's Vampire Lady is going to have nearly as good of a time doing it. Now, in the meantime, on the other side, this mainline battle, Sir X, which was actually going very much in the favor of Blue, all of a sudden kind of has switched around a little bit here. Is no longer nearly as much in favor of Blue, and actually looks like it may be that Red is winning this fight.
Dr. Shil threw his skeleton spears in first, which caused them to lose initially, and then when the Graveguard pushed up, they started winning because the other Graveguard went over here in this little side fight to take down one unit, which is pretty useless.
Yeah, and well, there's some crumbling there, but again, it's not really going to matter all too much. We have the entirety of the valuable portion here of the Dr. Shil's Vampire Force taking down that Terrorgeist, but they don't need to rush themselves here. Of course, we see that Red Duke is actually very close to dying, but there's no way in hell that Terrorgeist is going to be able to take the last of his health off before he dies himself.
Did a spell, and I think he overcasted her himself. He's also out of regen, but just in time, the Terrorgeist goes to the grave.
Yeah, there we go. The Terrorgeist does go down, and there's no doubt about it here, Sir X. I do strongly believe that we are not going to see a win coming out of Pippington here in this game.
If he maybe throws Red Duke in and suicide him, maybe, but he's not going to do that.
Yeah, he is not going to do it, man. It's a risky maneuver, and I mean, he doesn't need to play risky right now. Dr. Shil has this in the bag.
And here comes the victorious units of Dr. Shil to come and save the day.
Yeah, and they will certainly do it as well, man. I mean, this is a pretty powerful force. I think it's the first time we've ever seen an army with Hex Wraiths, by the way,
I was about to say, we've seen them before, but never on the victorious side.
Right? I mean, they always lose, and the thing is, they usually, like, die in the first 10 seconds of the battle, as 10 seconds is a hyperbole, but they usually die incredibly early in the battle as well, which is just, I don't know if it's, you know, is it a comedy or is it a tragedy, Sir X? I ask this question about my own life all the goddamn time, and honestly, it's a little bit of both.
So,
brackets in it?
I'm trying to think, when's the right time to take Hex Wraiths, ever?
I don't know, man. I just think that Hex Wraiths, like, hypothetically, Hex Wraiths would be good against armies that do a lot of maybe missile infantry or missile cavalry, maybe, you know, because they slow things down.
The Chillgeist, not the
that'd be the Chillgeist, yeah. It's a hard sell. It's a hard sell no matter what way you go about it, Sir X. I mean, I just cannot really justify the bringing in of a Hex Wraiths just because they're so very expensive. Karen Wraiths basically do that same job, and if you really want to spend money on some cavalry, you might as well go in with those nice, trusty, and reliable Blood Knights.
So, that actually happened here. The Hex Wraiths, they actually body blocked a lot. Like, for Ghosts, they have surprisingly high mass.
They do, yeah, they do. And yeah, for Ghost, they do have surprisingly high mass, isn't it, man? That's a strange thing. Let's, next game, when you got it. All right.